Perfect.
There we go.
Welcome.
Really smooth, man. Really smooth.
Indeed. To a new Stickscast today. Once again, in person. For third time in a row. But Isaac, how are you doing?
Second time. And not in a row.
Oh, not in a row. Well, no, it is a third time, but it's the second time in a row. Because the Oscars episode.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah. But how are you doing?
Doing all right. How about you? Beautiful little Seattle day.
Yeah, it's not too bad. And yeah, we have like the trees. It's not the sun. It's in our face.
Yeah, we got all the greenery that everyone else can't see, so they'll just have to take our word for it. And it's really nice here.
And you won't be the sun won't be blasting on you.
Yeah.
Or whatever. What is it? Okay.
Sorry, I was making sure my mic was plugged in.
But yeah, so now the sun won't be blasting on you anymore. But I don't know, anything fun happened this week?
Not really. I've just been doing classwork. Did a little bit of a purge of my room and stuff, so I've been cleaning a lot. Applying to some jobs for fall. Just going at it. I mean, how about you? Besides the move-in, what have you been up to? And finals.
Cool. I mainly just a lot of transportation papers now. That's all I got left. I got one that talks about sidewalks and bicycle lanes or bike lanes. And that's the one I do tonight. And then otherwise, I got to polish up my 49-page portfolio on passenger trains in Washington State.
How do you feel about bikes and bike lanes specifically?
I like it when they're protected. Otherwise, I really wouldn't want to use them.
So like in Seattle, you don't like them?
I like them in Seattle. Well, no, there's like now a good amount of protected ones.
Really?
Yeah, if you literally go down this block, right?
Mm-hmm. You're just telling me to touch grass right now, but okay. Yeah.
If you go down that block, then there is a full-on street like a good amount of street of protected 2-lane bike lane.
Yeah. Okay.
So. That's
good. I'm a big believer that once I feel like once someone gets a bike, they should be added to like the government watch list for being euthanized. It just makes things easier, and then we don't have to deal with like all the other issues of bikes. Like we don't have to, buy bike infrastructure, and we don't have to take care of bikes and all that stuff.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait, who are you euthanizing again?
Bikers. Cyclists, specifically.
What reason?
They're just annoying. I mean, I don't know if you've ever driven on, like, Lake Washington Boulevard, but, dude,
that is brutal.
I have homicidal rage every time I see a cyclist there.
That is an interesting phenomenon that exists there. Because it's, like, in theory, that would be, like, a beautiful place to bike and has like the perfect amount of stretches,
but it's not protected.
No, and it's a tiny like 2-lane road. It's not even like a 3-lane or anything like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I really wouldn't want to add a lane to that road.
But if we add one more lane in those, we can probably fix traffic.
Yeah. If we just have a middle lane, even though it's like a long stretch of I
mean, if we got rid of street parking on that street, it would be a 4-lane road.
Oh yeah, there you go. So how about no parking allowed?
I'm actually a big believer in getting rid of most of street parking.
Yeah.
I really don't like, again, especially for like in residential areas, like on Lake Washington Boulevard, like every house has a garage. There's no reason to park on the street.
Yeah, especially in Seattle, it's like brutal.
And there's a parking lot right there, so like there's no reason to.
Oh, and it's funny. So I was on the longest streak because I've been ever since June 1st. I don't have a monthly parking permit for. SU, right? So I've been having to park in the 2-hour free zones, and so, but I've been testing it where I'll like really be there for 3 hours, and then go to a class, go back out, move the car around the block, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been fine since, and I got my first parking ticket today, but it wasn't even because of like the wait. It was actually because I decided I parked against like traffic. I didn't even know they ticket you for that.
You said you parked against traffic?
So, like, it goes this way, right?
I know the way traffic... Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
And so, instead of me parking on the way...
Though. I mean, why would you park against traffic?
It was like 9 p.m.
How did you park against traffic?
It's 9 p.m. So, like...
I also think that we shouldn't give out parking tickets past, like, 8. That's just me, though.
I'd agree. I mean, yeah, I guess they wait till 10 p.m. to give them out. Well, around here, you don't have to pay after 8 p.m.
Right.
So, yeah, no. Parking's quite bitchy. Oh, God. Isaac, by the way, really quick, look to your left when I'm looking at you.
You want some sunglasses?
Yes. I've been looking into
They're not great.
glare.
They're the cheap ones, but they're old, so...
Let me see.
I don't even know where I got those, honestly. It's a little better.
I mean, it does something.
It's a little better.
Yeah, no, that helps.
Yeah.
Where did you get these?
I just found them in my room, man. I've been cleaning shit up for like a week now.
Well, is there any particular reason? Just because for fun, or?
I got a lot of shit. I had to clean some space out because I was like, I got too many clothes. And then, you know, my room's just been a mess because I don't really live here, so I haven't been taking care of it.
Yeah.
So just, you know, I'm now living here for the summer for the next, like, month and a half.
Yeah.
So
as well clean it out.
Yeah, I mean, I beforehand, it was just like, I have a really hard time unpacking, especially when I come home. Because, like, at least when I'm, like, moving, like, for example, when I've been moving into, like, dorms and apartments and stuff, it's like you're moving in somewhere, right? But when I'm coming back, I think it more is coming back, so I don't have the priority of moving all my shit in a new environment, because it's an old environment.
Yeah.
And so for the last 3 weeks that I've been here, I've just had, like, a big, like endless, like, pit of clothes on my floor, and it's gotten bad. And, you know, my room isn't, like, huge, so, like, walking, like, my bed takes up most of my room, so I have to walk around my bed sometimes. And so when there's a big pile of clothes, can't walk around. So what I would do is I would just pick up the big pile, I'd put it on my bed, and then when I was going to sleep, I would just pick it up and put it back on my floor. Okay. So I did that for about 3 weeks, and I kind of figured it was time to,
yeah, that's probably a sign.
Yeah.
A little shake and bake.
Yeah, but now my room looks nice, and it's been good. It's been good. A lot of moving recently.
Yeah, that's
just in general.
It's a big trend. We're talking about transportation.
Yeah.
Right? Everything moves in life. What is there anything in life that remains still?
No.
I'll even extend it, right? That is there anything in life, because obviously naturally, like, the planet, right, will blow up, you know, and
sure,
right, you know, it's gone, and so then by other forces it will move. Is there anything? But then that, I guess, then, like, sun, maybe concrete.
What about it?
It doesn't move whatsoever.
I mean, yeah, it does. It just depends.
But
big earthquake, concrete moves.
But that wouldn't be itself moving. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
But, like, at that extent, what moves on its own?
We do.
No.
We have our own motor functions, muscles that dictate.
How do you know that? What if there's like an invisible force that's just pushing us everywhere?
I mean,
I can get philosophical if you want me to.
That's what I'm saying, though, because, like, humans, we move where we want to, at least what we think, right? So then,
sure,
what's
man.
That concrete slab? There's nothing about it that moves. That's what separates the soul from the soulless.
I don't know, man. What if it's moving just like a little bit?
I just realized we're just making a distinction between an animate and inanimate object.
Yeah, brains is the main difference.
Yeah. Wow.
Although technically not really. I mean, plants aren't really inanimate. They don't have brains. I would say meat. Generally speaking, meat. You know, protein.
Yeah, because it's just.
I'm trying to think of things that have protein that don't move and things that don't have protein that move, and I can't think of anything. So, guess that's it.
Damn.
All right, good Stickscast.
Good Stickscast. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go to the movie, I want to make sure.
Okay, I got like 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30.
I had to pay for parking because I couldn't find a parking spot.
Wait, so but you only paid for like
an hour?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
we won't get darn.
We have a lot to talk about though.
Yeah, we
do. It's a big story.
Fuck, I had like something funny, NFL related, but I completely forgot to ask.
NFL related?
Yeah.
Are you gonna talk about short people? Are you gonna talk about head injuries? Are you gonna talk about domestic abuse?
No.
Are you gonna talk about?
I don't know. Yeah.
Bankruptcy? Are you gonna talk about collusion? Are you gonna talk about the institution of the NFL that dampened years and years of concussion research? Are you gonna talk?
That's true.
Yeah.
They're intentionally dampening.
Well, maybe not intentionally dampening is the right word, but they very willfully ignored a lot of research coming out, and in the pop culture infosphere, obviously, they're a pretty big voice when it comes to concussions, seeing as their whole sport is
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, if they're willing to ignore it, not a lot of people are going to hear about it.
You know what's crazy? I was listening to another podcast about horse racing. You hear what's going on with horse racing?
Okay. What's going on with horse racing?
There's some it's not don't say like the Kentucky Derby, right? It's not.
Well, that's the only horse racing thing I know.
There's another famous one, right? But they're postponing it for like a good month because within 2 weeks. I hope I'm right. I hope it's 2 weeks.
I heard about this.
Oh, yeah, right? Where like 12 horses died in that time. It's
like, I don't know why I don't really get why they're delaying it. Because I feel like, all right, they could be dying for many reasons, but one of the potential reasons, in my opinion, is like, what if someone's just killing the competition, right? Why would you give them more time? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And if it's some like new horse disease, natural selection, you got to find out which horse is the best horse, So
I thought it was just all the fucking steroids and shit, the drugs they give them, and so it's.
I don't know. I just know they're dying.
Yeah.
Although it would not surprise me.
That would be the competition killing them, technically, right?
Yeah.
But I also didn't know that how, and it's obvious, but like whenever like a sports team wins, the first that gets to speak is the owner.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was like the same thing with horse racing with like a horse owner as well, which is kind of fun. But
yeah. Do you think the horses are killing themselves?
That's actually, why would they want to live in such a society anymore?
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I had a jockey that rode me all day, I wouldn't be the happiest horse in the bunch.
Yeah, commit. And they didn't commit like testing for these horses.
Like, you ever run like track and field?
No, not really.
All right, just imagine you did. Imagine doing track and field practice every day, and if you twist your ankle, you get shot in the head. And except like it's like chihuahuas that you're doing it for. That's what horses go through.
Yeah, that would suck ass.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd kill myself.
That's true. What do you think? Where do you think horses are going to be in 100 years?
In 100 years, probably the same place they have been for the last 30. Horse racing. That's the only use. I mean, horse racing and horseback riding are really the only two things. Maybe polo, but that's for the pish posh. Horses like aren't really useful anymore. Like I played Red Dead Redemption. I know that in the Wild Wild West, horses were like all the shit because it's like, oh, we can race them, we can ride them. They were cars.
Yeah.
I think I don't really know what the market's gonna be for robotic horses, honestly, but there's got to be some market, right? Could be like real steel, but for racing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like making. Actually, wait, no, that totally could be possible. Knowing like the.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's basically what Formula 1 is, but maybe.
Yeah, it's just a fucking car. God.
Can you imagine cars, but instead of wheels, they had legs?
That'd be badass.
That'd be really fun.
Then I would watch NASCAR. Let's get away from the wheel.
Yeah.
All right. No.
It's the worst creation we ever made.
The wheel?
Yeah.
Any reason behind that, or it's just...
We don't have wheels. Why would we make wheels? Should have just made legs, but better.
Yeah, that's true. We're built on... God, this was insufferable podcast.
Yeah, this must be the worst thing to listen to.
All right.
Stickscast episode
42.
There you go.
Wait, is it 40? No.
I think so.
No, well...
Don't count Stickscast.
If we don't count Stickscast, it's
that's
41.
a different thing. It's a different thing.
Then that's 41.
This is 41?
Yeah, this is
41.
Shoot.
Oh, the next one's Jackie Robinson. We should do we should do 42, movie? Yeah.
Who stars Jackie Robinson?
Chadwick Boseman.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I didn't want to say it. So perfect. That would be kind of interesting if we did that.
Yeah.
When's Jackie Robinson Day? I think did we miss that? I think that was.
We missed it.
Month.
Yeah, we missed it.
Otherwise,
it's 4/2.
Oh.
Actually, no, it's not. I just lied. I completely lied. That just
made
made sense in my mind.
It wouldn't be 4/20 either.
It would not be.
What was it?
Hold on. Research.
I think
April 15th.
Oh. Okay.
A little bit off. We missed it by 2 months.
Well, anyways, on this Stickscast, we're going to be talking about the 1977 The Hobbit.
We are.
Which is the only animated one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me get my little thingy up.
Can you pull up the cast, actually? I didn't look into who the voice acting cast were.
I don't think it'll be anyone notable, but...
Well, yeah, sure. It's 1977.
Yeah.
It's not like they could get Robert Downey Jr. in here, so.
Co-directed by Jules Bass and Arthur Rankin Jr.
Don't know those people.
Bilbo Baggins the Hobbit was just minding his own business when his occasional visitor, Gandalf the Wizard, drops in one night. One by one, a whole group of dwarves drop in, and before he knows it, God, they use drop in way too many times. And before he knows
they did just drop in, to be fair.
Yeah, but come on, any other word. Bilbo has joined their quest to... I thought that said join their quest to racism. Join their quest to reclaim their kingdom, taken from... Like, this is the roughest. Okay. Bilbo has joined their quest to reclaim their kingdom, taken from them by the evil dragon Smaug. The only problem is that Gandalf has told the dwarves that Bilbo is an expert burglar, but he isn't.
Yeah.
Isaac, what did you think of this film?
You know, it was a long 78 minutes.
77, actually.
It felt like 78.
You watched the wrong version.
It felt like 78, I'll tell you. But you know, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I think you are too. You know, that's really the franchise that my dad put more of an emphasis in growing up. When I was growing up, I'd never read like Harry Potter or anything. It was always Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
You know, big fan of all of that. You know, I'm surprised, and I'm not gonna lie, I never heard of this before you came up. How did you come up with it?
I've always seen memes of the animated Lord of the Rings.
When have you seen those?
Because it just looks bad. And then if you've seen, so it's not luckily it's not in the Hobbit, but in the Lord of the Rings, they'll have the Nazgul Ghul or whatever.
The Nazgul. It's not Nazgul Ghul. That's
What's that
Ra's al
from?
Ghul. That's Batman.
No, I'm not saying Ra's. There's another.
I think it's the Nazgul.
No,
Nazgul?
you are right though. It's
yeah.
Nazgul. They do a real life. It's like real life people mixed in with the animation, and it looks horrifying.
Yeah, I mean it's the special effects. Yeah.
This movie doesn't have it. Instead,
Okay.
it's just horrifying animation.
Yeah.
But then I saw somewhere else, and I think it's true that Ghibli helped make it of some sort, and so
You better hope that's not true.
No, I'm pretty sure I'll fact check that. And so I was like, oh, I gotta check this out. It's only 77 minutes.
Yeah.
But
and you decided to subject me to it too.
Yeah.
That was great.
I honestly, Isaac, when I was watching it, I genuinely was like, why did I pick this movie?
Yeah, me too, man.
Why was this on my list?
Yeah.
I can't tell you. But yeah, what did you think of it?
You know, again, big Lord of the Rings fan. This I was not a fan of.
No.
And obviously, you know, the Hobbit is a little different from Lord of the Rings. While it's technically a prequel, it's also its own thing. Yada yada yada. Whatever. Who gives a shit? It's just, you know, there's some things you really don't need to see, like mid to late 20th century animation version of, and I think The Hobbit's one of them. And I don't know why they would make it, but they did.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Created by Rankin/Bass, a studio known for their holiday specials, and animated.
Are they the ones who did the Star Wars holiday special? It's not animated, but I'm just wondering, because it's rare that you find, you know, production companies that are known for holiday specials.
I doubt it, because they would have mentioned it here.
Okay.
Oh, but then but it was animated by Topcraft, a precursor to Studio Ghibli.
That's crazy. Animation was alright, to be fair, in my opinion.
Yeah, there was. Okay, well, yeah. You know what? Let's just hammer right in.
Don't like how you just did a fisting.
No, but it wasn't because I'm like.
Let's just hammer right in.
Hammer
right in.
There we go. Let's talk about the animation, because there are parts that I kind of liked.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. What part of the animation did you like?
God, the dwarves are pretty funny. I cannot lie.
Yeah, they were all like just old men, which is very charming.
And I really like that aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously in live action remakes of The Lord of the Rings, they do kind of, I guess that is kind of a constant. You never really see like a young dwarf, you know? All of them have some sign of just like a big beard or something, you know.
Did you watch? You seen the Hobbit movies, right? Like
I have seen the yeah.
Because that is a funny thing where they're mainly just really fat.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. But then they like the main characters in the Hobbit were like the sexy one. You know which ones would have more screen time, like that talked.
Yeah.
Because they made them like look kind of like humans, and the ones that just look nothing like it, you did not know their names.
Right. Do you think did you ever watch Rings of Power?
I watched the first like 3 episodes.
So no. Well, you watched like almost half. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dwarves in that one are pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, I know those are the
But yeah, so I mean, I thought generally, like quality-wise in terms of animation, it was okay. I thought they had some sound effect issues. Their score was okay. It's Lord of the Rings. It's hard to fuck up, but it's also really hard to do well. Nothing super memorable in my opinion. God, I hated there were aspects that I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, what do you think? Do you have any like notable, like, are there any scenes that you specifically would say like stand out for you?
Sorry.
It's all kind of jumbled, I know.
Yeah.
Because it's also telling like the entire story of the Hobbit, you know.
Yeah.
Which is not a 77-minute.
I honestly, low key, I think the Hobbit can be said in like an 85-minute story. Because it's much more...
I think it just depends on how much character development you're willing to give some of the supporting cast.
Because I think in some ways... Because I really don't like the live-action movies.
Really?
Oh, I fucking hate them.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
alright.
So, there's parts... I actually really dislike this. I still really dislike this movie.
Okay.
But I like that it's sticking to kind of how, like, the book... in ways that where it's much more, it's kind of just like a children's story with some fun fantasy. But I think there's some really like humorous themes by the end. Mm-hmm. And so, because a lot of the stuff that goes on in it I kind of like the pacing of, at least in this movie, in terms of with each story going on.
Yeah.
No, was the execution of it like perfect? No, but I mean, I loved. So within that, I actually really liked the ending and the combination of it that the movie was going to be over. Yeah. So that was one reason I really liked it. But then I also just love this how it portrays like war as like the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah.
But it also kind of raised a funny question with like the humans of who deserved the gold. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of a funny, interesting thing, of like, oh, does like the humans from that fishing town who actually kill the dragons, do they get the gold? Or is it the dwarves who get it, you know, that their great-grandparents were at, right? Mm-hmm. Who gets the gold? Or is it the wood elves? I forgot what the wood elves' reason was. Was it just like protecting the forest or something like that?
I guess. It was all jumbled.
I don't know, but it's just kind of funny, and So, yeah, it raised a funny question, and then I just love that Bilbo just was like, I'm just gonna sleep.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That's
so,
what a reasonable person would do.
I kind of did like that part. That was kind of funny.
Okay.
But I'm assuming you don't like it being in that format in terms of like a quick...
No, I think that, you know, I'm just a really big fan. Oh God, why can't I remember like any of their names? I just think like the reason I liked the movies, and they made like what, 3 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like it when you spread it out, because obviously in the fantasy genre, you get like the really like, it's just hard sometimes to get into the world, you know, especially with the way some of the world building goes. Lord of the Rings, the franchise, along with The Hobbit, you know, they've done a really good job historically of just like everyone knows everything about it, right? Like you don't need introductions to specific aspects of the world. It's just like it's pretty straightforward. It's all good and all that. It was just really condensed, and you know, I think that obviously, you know, they're trying to tell the story of The Hobbit, which is like one book, you know, pretty straightforward. But I don't know. It's just I feel like personally I just prefer it when it's more spread out, especially because that kind of gives the feeling of an actual, like, you know, an Odyssey.
What would be your thoughts of it being a like TV show instead? You know, where because it's very episodic.
I think that could work.
Because like you have it's like, oh, you have the dwarf scene in Bilbo's house. You have the troll encounter. You have the goblin encounter.
Yeah.
The golem part, the
Dude,
Eagles.
Gollum was ugly as shit. Sorry.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Gollum in a second. And so yeah, then you have the Eagles, and then final Smaug.
Yeah.
And then final battle. Like it would be a nice 10-episode miniseries.
Yeah, I think, and just not going through all of it in one go. Like even if it was just 15 minutes an episode, I think that would have just spread it out a lot more. Just going through it in one shot though is crazy, in my opinion. But yeah, how did you feel about? How do you feel?
Gollum, that was interesting.
Okay. Interesting is one way to describe it.
Yeah, the character design was kind of like a gorilla.
Yeah.
That's new. I haven't seen that.
It's old.
Yeah. What?
No, because it came out in 1977. And the new character designs are newer. Yeah.
That's a good joke.
I try really hard sometimes.
Yeah, no, so, I don't know, is there, what about Gollum? Did you like
Just
it?
fucking ugly.
Yeah.
Just ugly, man. Also, there was something off about the way they animated him. Like, his movements weren't like Gollum, in my opinion. I can't really put my finger on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought at least it was very 70s way of the way they animated the eyes, where it's like all the waves and shit going on. It's kind of, it's something. But, yeah, it was really gross.
Yeah, I mean, they got that part right,
That's true.
But otherwise, I mean, it's just...
But what they didn't get right, I don't know about you, but Bilbo's character design is the ugliest fucking thing I've seen in my life.
It kind of reminded me of Where the Wild Things Are. Did it do that for you?
Oh, yeah. But, even Where the Wild Things Are, those, they were still kind of... They looked nice in their own way. Bilbo... I don't know. Yeah. And it's just... I get it. Bilbo isn't supposed to look like a heroic, charming... he's like a kind of a cowardish guy, right?
He's not like a big action hero.
No.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, and so, but there's a better way to do it than that. That was disgusting. I'm sorry.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right.
I don't know, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and then the only parts besides I kind of like the ending. That was cool.
The Hobbit.
And then. Yeah, the Hobbit story is kind of fun. It's weird.
Okay.
Did you read the book?
Yeah.
What did you?
It's been a long time since I read the book, though. I will tell you that.
What's your favorite thing just about the Hobbit? It doesn't even have to be the movie.
It's literally oh well, this is controversial. I mean, in comparison to the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy, I do think that it more so. Because basically, all adventure, in my opinion, all adventure narratives are basically rip-offs in some way, shape, or form of the Odyssey. Mm-hmm. And I think that just The Hobbit, just the way they kind of line out, I guess, the whole journey part, it's a lot better. It feels more like a journey than the actual Lord of the Rings trilogy to me. And that's because, generally speaking, less happens. Because it is a short, it's a single book, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just it's kind of difficult to describe for me, but it just feels more like an actual journey in The Hobbit than it did in Lord of the Rings. Because Lord of the Rings, it's we gotta go here, we gotta go here, we gotta go here. What's the Sky Demon? We gotta go here, we gotta go here, we gotta go here.
Okay.
Throw the ring in the fire,
Well, yeah, and they
while in The Hobbit, it's one very clear and it's a very consistent goal that they have in mind, and shit happens on the way, but they still go for that.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it.
I also forgot Thorin died.
Yep.
Yeah. But
it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a very charming, cute, little adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really feel the adventure.
You really feel like Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah. And then another thing, Gandalf, I don't really like him as a guy, but the magic was cool.
Yeah.
That was the one other thing. I was if you had to give purpose, right, to this animated, if that's even how art is supposed to exist.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean.
Yeah. That's the one thing I like.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. But, I don't know, do you have any other crazy thoughts about the...
What'd you rate it, Nels?
I rated it a 1.5.
Oh my god, me too!
Holy shit.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Really consistent. Really consistent.
Most of my viewing experience was a 1, and then the ending I kind of liked, so I raised it up to 1.5.
Oh, nice.
Why the 1.5 for you? No.
It just quality-wise wasn't up to par. Quality's a big thing for me. There was nothing notable about like the score or the music in my opinion or anything like that. Their backdrops were actually pretty good. That's probably where the 1 star came from. And the animation itself wasn't terrible, but like it's The Hobbit, and as someone who's read The Hobbit, normally if I see an adaptation of The Hobbit, I have really high expectations, and that definitely played a role.
Okay, sounds good. Well,
So less so on quality, more so on just expectation, in my opinion.
interesting. I didn't know that.
That being said, quality-wise, it was really bad.
Yeah, the quality.
It was terrible.
That was really rough. And the last thing, the music was awful.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. It's like some John Denver ass.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense why they made, like, that studio would make holiday-oriented
Right.
stuff, because the music was literally like a Christmas summer type.
Did they make this as like a Christmas special? I'm just still confused because saying a company is known for their Christmas specials is a really weird thing to be known for, you know?
That is true. But yeah, that was just, the music was rough. That adventure
wasn't
thing,
great.
I fucking hated it so much. But anyways, I really have no more.
It's 77 minutes of, so that was a productive conversation, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Isaac, do you have any final things you want to say to this world?
Just read the book.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward.
Good idea.
Unless you can't read, then watch the movies.
And
But just don't watch
what
this.
if you're blind?
If you're blind and you can't read,
Audiobook, right?
I guess. What if you're deaf too? I guess Braille?
Braille? You could get
What if you're blind and deaf? Can you really learn how to read? I mean, that's like, what was her name?
Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. I was going to say Anne Hathaway, but that's just 2 of the wrong names.